What's going on, guys? It's your man, Ed Hayes, the wholesale coach here, back for another episode of the Wholesaler Mastermind podcast. And on this one, man, I'm glad to say I've got my guy, Court Osborne, on the podcast, guys, to talk about his journey in real estate, how he got started out here, and how him and his family eventually created an app that we're going to be talking about as well called Deed Fuel, guys. Some software that's going to allow you to do some really unique and interesting things out here in your wholesaling business. So, Court, how is it going, my brother? How you doing over there?
I'm good, man. It's going good, man. Thanks for having me.
Hey, definitely appreciate you coming on, bro. For real, for real. So, for the audience members who, don't know who you are, why don't you go ahead and just give them a little bit of an introduction?
With me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ay, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met
Yeah, so my name is Court, like you said, and I started wholesaling and getting into real estate about 2 years ago, running from the tech industry. I have a software engineering background, me and my twin brother, running away from it. And, we got into wholesaling and some things came up. We ended up trying to get some buyers into switching and, create a software called DFuel.
Hmm. Okay. So how long has it been now? Like since you initially like got started in real estate?
Oh man, it's been like 2 years and a half or so. So yeah,
Okay.
we did wholesaling for about a year, and then we started getting into building the app that we have now called DFuel for. It took about a year and a couple months.
Okay. All right. So talk to me a little bit more about like Deed Fuel. Like how did Deed Fuel actually come into existence? I know that you mentioned that like you all were like out trying to find buyers yourself. Kind of give us that story of like how Deed Fuel kind of came to be.
Yeah, so as I mentioned before, we was running away from the tech industry, doing all these loan interviews and all this other stuff. And so we wanted to find something new, and so we stumbled across the real estate investing. And you know, once we stumbled across it, we didn't really know much about it. We kind of hooked up and partnered with another wholesaler, and we offered our services, which we can, or which we still can. We get the whole list of counties. So if you get a big county or a couple counties, we can aggregate that list of all the leads, and I'll go in more detail how we do it. But
Mhm.
um, we were able to get a bunch of leads, and our partner said he had the buyer, so that was a perfect match.
So you were, working with another wholesaler. They had the buyers, and you all like started aggregating data, like in
Mm.
terms of like generating some seller leads.
Yeah, so initially we actually had the buyers and sellers, we just didn't know. So we ended up just getting all the sellers out, and man, so this long process, I guess I'll go over for your viewers how we get this process out. So
Mm-hmm.
basically what you want to do is you want to go down to the county, and I mean each county is different, but essentially they have two big lists. One is the appraisal district, and the other one is the tax office. Now they get property taxes and they appraise properties in different counties sometimes, but if you bring those lists together, you can basically get a big list. And once you get that huge list, you're able to stack that list with all the cities in that particular county, and it'll get you a finite distress list. It depends on what county you're in, but so I'm in a big county, or we were marketing to a big county at the time, and so
Mm-hmm.
this list ended up being about like 40,000 like leads. And once you narrow it down, you can get them on like 4 or 5 stack lists. And once you have that, then you can actually like um, keep track of your pricing or how much you want to pay for skips and stuff like that to contact or send mail or whatever. So you get a smaller list and send them
Right.
out. You can pick that list by finding the hottest zip codes or whatever, or have it in the hottest zip codes beforehand before you do that. And so, and there's other tricks to get the hottest zip code also too from the county as well. And that's basically you get the buyers list first in the county, and then you find all the all the properties that have businesses, and then you filter that list to see how many uh, transfers happened in the past year with those
Mm.
businesses. Then you get the zip codes, and you're able to get, uh, you know, the high
Whew.
zip codes that way.
Man, I'm not gonna lie to you. It sounds quite technical, man. That's why I guess it's good that people got people like you, that can actually kind of, take care of some of these processes for people, kind of make their life a little bit easier. Because I think like some people like, oh man, I don't know, man. I don't know if I can be doing all of that, man. Da, da, da,
Yeah,
da.
I mean, it
Especially
just
our less
depends.
tech savvy people and whatnot. But
Yeah, it just depends on your county. I mean, if you got a small county, then you're able to do it. You don't, I mean, the list. I mean, you're able to do it. I mean, yeah,
right.
it's gonna take a little bit of technical, be tech savvy a little bit, but you
Right,
can do it.
right. So tell me this then, bro. Like, so how does Deed Fuel end up coming into existence? So like you're working with somebody, you're trying to get some deals together or whatever. Like, what caused you all to decide to build out Deed Fuel? And also, if you can kind of just go into details about what Deed Fuel is.
So the way Devo came around is we had a partner, like I was telling you earlier. We had a partner, and that partner said he had buyers, and we ended up putting a bunch of leads, the list I was speaking about earlier.
Mhm.
And as we put that list in, we was trying to backtrack to see why, what was coming out the other end, because we wasn't getting as many deals as we thought. If about a distressed properties, we put in distressed leads,
Right.
and so these distressed leads end up not converting. So we did a bunch of data analysis and stuff like that, and found out that he didn't have as much buyers, and we end up having the buyers because we got the big list. We just had to filter. It took some time, and
Mhm.
after we backtrack, we end up seeing that the buyers that we had actually were buying properties that we had in our lead source, in our lead flow. And
Mm.
so we obviously had to come to a decision to split ways. Me and my business partner, my twin brother, we ended up splitting ways and end up doing it ourselves, trying to do wholesaling ourselves for a little while. I
Right.
was actually in another country while doing it. I ended up closing the deal while I was in another country, which
Oh wow.
I would go into that experience. That was pretty interesting. And so, after a while, it's like, man, we have all these buyers, but we can't put enough in the pipeline to basically help more buyers. So we
Mhm.
came up with the idea, was like, man, maybe if we can um, create a software that will allow people to get buyers easily, because we didn't have anywhere to go to when we lost all those properties. So if there
Mhm.
was a place to find, all the buyers in a particular area. So we actually kind of built kind of like a mock of it, and I used it. And when we was doing wholesaling, basically what it is basically a map that has uh, different properties that have been bought in the past year by buyers and what they bought. And if you go to the county, if anyone has know about the county, you get pretty much every property. You get every residential property, commercial property. You get some. Sometimes you get trucks in there. You get some of those assets from businesses in there,
Mhm.
and so you're able to. Well, what we did was we just plot the residential properties or the ones we was marketing to, and so yeah, so that's pretty much how DFill came into play. We ended up just creating a software, trying to create a software for people who struggle with buyers to just be able to get buyers quickly.
Okay, okay. So you all had a situation where, you had opportunities that you could close. You end up doing data analysis. You realize like, hey, some of these buyers are buying properties that we had on our list before. We need to be able to contact them first and actually be the ones that's selling them these properties. Essentially, it sounds like. So you're
Yeah,
like, okay,
yeah.
how
So
can
we
I kind
yeah
of aggregate this buyer data to not only make it easier for ourselves, but also make it easier for other people as well.
yeah we also yeah so yeah they end up buying the properties that we lost. So that was the
Mm,
we lost those
mm,
deals. So the buyers
right,
end
right.
up buying those a couple months later. So it was pretty heartbreaking um, to see
Man,
that.
I can imagine. So that's really interesting though. So okay, so so you and your brother or whatever, which is really cool, man. I just got to mention that that you're doing it with the fam. Both is so are both of you all software developers then,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
software engineers?
yeah. So yeah, he works on half of it. I works mostly on the other half.
Nice,
So yeah,
nice.
but we work together on it. So it's yeah.
That's what's up, man, for real. So, but um, Yeah. So it sounds like it's a lot of little moving pieces, right? But I guess like when you were able to kind of aggregate like a ton of data, I don't know, like for me, like for my brain or whatever, that just sounds like really, really interesting. Whatever, being able to actually do that myself. Just imagine, other companies out there, all of these list provider type of companies and stuff like that, like how they actually do that sounds like Chinese to a lot of people. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
it's really interesting to kind of hear how that's kind of broken down and how you can actually kind of get this data. So tell me, like, what type of data are you able to pull from D Fuel then? So, like you said that you've got the buyers, but like, so is it LLCs and like individual owners, or like who are we actually able to get in contact with D Fuel?
Yeah, so DFill is a buyers only platform. So you're able to only pull real estate investors from residential properties. So all pretty much residential properties, um,
Okay.
from single family homes to apartment complexes. So that's pretty much what
Okay.
DFill has. We don't offer that at the moment. We offer single family homes, single family lots, duplex, triplex, the whole nine, but not up into less than 10, but pretty much less than 10 units, because not that many wholesalers are trying to move more than 10, 10 units. So it has subscription plans by the amount of zip codes you want, and
Okay.
so you log into it, and what you'll see is a dashboard with a map of all the buyers that you select, all the zip codes that you select, and all the buyers in those particular zip codes. And then you'll also have a list of them on the left side. So you're able to know all the details about the property, when it was last sold, if it's a single family, all the property types, is there a mortgage on it, and stuff like that. You also
Hmm.
know the business owner name, the address of the property, and all the other small little details you need to know to check
Okay.
and see if that's a particular buyer you need to contact. And
Okay.
you also too, um, do you feel like when you log in, you're presented with just a bunch of information. Then when you click around on the map, you're able to see the information needed on the map. So if you have a property, let's say on 123 Main Street, and you have that in a contract, and then you have a buyer over there at 155 Main Street, you're able to see that they purchased a property similar to the one that you have on a contract. And then once you have that, you're able to, if you want to skip this buyer, get this buyer contact information, you basically press a button, add them to your buyer manager list. And once you do that, you're able to get more detail about the property. The mortgage. You're able to get the percentage, the home equity, how much equity is in the property. You're able to get a ton more information, and also too, now you're able to get the the contact information. So I guess maybe break down the contact information. So
Hmm.
we're able to get behind all major entities, and all major entities, including S corp, C corp, LLCs. Trust is a little sketchy. I mentioned to you off camera about it. Um,
Hmm.
so we can get that, and then also too, you are able to. So basically, when you get the buyer's contact information, which you get the numbers.
Hmm.
If there's more than one owner, you get all the names of the owners. You're able to get the parent entity. So if you skip trace, you're able to get the business that owns other properties. So if your entity own a bunch of properties, you're able to get that the owner of that entity.
Right.
If there's not a number or information returned for that particular entity, you get an additional one. So you basically get two when you skip one property every
Mm.
time. So
Okay.
even if you were to get the correct one, you still get additional one. There's just
Right.
an extra caveat to it. And then once you have that, yeah. So then you basically able to keep track of your buyers in one place.
Mm. Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. It sounds like some pretty rich data, to be 100% honest. It sounds like you're getting like a lot more than what like you would typically get when it comes to just finding out information about the buyers. It sounds like you all are really kind of how do you phrase it, like piercing the corporate veil, if you
Yeah,
will, and kind of like getting a peek behind the curtain of like what's really going on with these companies and whatnot. That's pretty cool.
so it's a buyers only platform. We're focused on um, wholesalers bringing or real estate agents bringing in properties for investors, so both parties can
Right.
win, and also to help homeowners out. So we're really focused on providing the best information to get in contact with buyers. So
Man,
yeah, and
okay.
also too, if you don't have and if no numbers come back for a particular buyer, then we're
Mhm.
able to fresh the data up again at some time when we can get new ones coming in. So yeah, so
Okay.
we're really focused on that part of it. So that's why I say it's a buyers only platform. We really focus on it.
Right, right. Okay, so talk to me about like the cost of like pulling a lead or something like that, or like how many total leads am I getting in areas and stuff like that or whatever. How does that kind of work?
Yeah, so right now it's a subscription. So the first plan starts at $69, and you basically get three zip codes, and those three zip codes will give you X amount of buyers. So it just depends on
Right,
what zip codes you select.
right.
Um, and also too, so it's a basically a basic plan. So you get $79, you get 15 buyers, and you just select which buyers you have or which buyers you're looking for, and you get that
Hmm.
per month. So you basically building your buyer list with us, basically. So we're able to keep track of all that stuff for you. So
Interesting. Okay, okay. So what about like what's the highest plan that you have? Like what's the most that one can get like in terms of cash buyers and like the most areas that someone can get? Like what's the premium plan look like?
okay, yeah. So it's based on so our first plan is local, our second plan is regional, our third plan is multi-regional, and then our last plan is national. So
Hmm.
yeah, so local is small, like three zip codes, one state, one county, and then regional is one state, three counties, and like
Hmm.
how many zip codes? I think it's like 35 zip codes. The
Okay.
third plan is multi regional. Basically, you're able to get two states and a couple counties. We're still working on that. So if you want to know about that, just contact me. And then national plan is obviously national plan that comes kind of
Right.
flexible or whatever.
So you're
Uh,
saying that I could pull all of these leads from the system? Because, like, for instance, like I guess what I'm asking is like, like a company like a prop stream, for instance, you know how they give you like a 10,000 leads per month, like a quota to be able to pull leads from the system or whatever.
mhm.
That's what I'm curious, like what is it looking like for the buyers that you all have in D Fuel?
Oh, I thought you said. Oh, yeah. So yeah, that is based on. I haven't did the numbers for that, but that's national plan. Yeah, that's a big plan. I mean, you're pretty much gonna get every buyer you're looking for, and yeah. So we haven't worked on that pretty much yet. So we're
Okay.
really focused on because there's a bunch of wholesalers out there that are still um,
Hmm.
they're really small, and there's not a lot that's doing across the country. I mean,
Right.
there's
See,
few
that's
people.
what I'm asking. I'm like, hey,
Yeah,
you know what I'm
no
saying?
one's gonna
Put
have.
me on. Let me know
Yeah,
what
so
my number's gonna be looking like.
yeah,
I'm
so
just asking for myself. I'm not even gonna lie.
oh yeah, yeah.
I
So
was like, hey,
yeah,
look, I'm
so
trying to get in there.
yeah, so yeah, you're not gonna probably want to do national. Probably what you want to do is probably stick to probably like regional, and then like because you're only going to maybe a handful of counties. National is where you like gonna be bouncing around, and you're gonna need to be in Washington, and then you're also gonna need to be in Miami, Florida, or something like that. So yeah, you want to
Mhm.
bounce around. That's I mean that's quite a bit, and then it's based on zip codes too. So you got to select what zip code you're gonna be in, and
Okay.
so. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Yeah, real interesting, man. But you said that y'all already know, guys, if y'all checking out the podcast on YouTube or on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, wherever, the links for D Fuel will definitely be in the description of the video. If y'all want to check it out for yourself, check out that pricing page, see what the numbers looking like, things like that, or whatever. Definitely feel free to kind of check it out, kind of finalize your packages. Go ahead and get yourself all set up and whatnot. Check out this D Fuel app. So bro, okay, so real quick. Actually, I got a few more questions here for you, real fast. So So if someone wanted to just grab D Fuel themselves or whatever, like what's the actual process of like getting signed up, getting ready to go and stuff like that? Like what does that look like? Paint that picture for me.
Yeah, so if you want to sign up, you just pretty much just go into the sign up page and type in your information and you just log in. But I would say log
Hmm.
in via web app because or website because the mobile is not quite yet. It's only a two-person team, so we're really cranking it out. Also, too, if you guys need anything, just feel free to reach out to us or anything. And if you got any questions, so some of it we're still working on. We're still in the early stages. Like that's why I stumbled a little bit on the pricing a little bit for national because we're still
That's
working
all
on it
good.
and we're really focusing in on the people who can actually get spent up and stuff like that. So if you do
Okay.
need a big plan or whatever, just feel free to contact. Or if you find some problems, just contact us. Whatever, we'll put it in our ticket system. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna need that enterprise system, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need that national package. Put your boy on. That's all good though. But yeah, man. So I know that we've been chatting for a little while, man. I'm definitely like proud of the story just to hear, like young black brothers out here, developing their software, like actually out here trying to make a change for people, really trying to help people and whatnot. I've had a look at the back end of the system and stuff like that or whatever. I definitely appreciate kind of a look behind the curtain. So yeah, man. So, but I think this is definitely something that can be a game changer for a lot of people, guys. Y'all know I don't endorse things too heavily on the channel or whatever, but I really do mean that. I really do believe that like the data that these guys are bringing, excuse me, to the table can be legendary compared to what I've seen from other sites and sources. Let's just put it like that. That this may be the source, y'all. I'm just, you know what I'm saying? That's why I wanted to have Court come on here and actually kind of, be able to kind of introduce D Fuel to the real estate community, let y'all get a feel for, like what it does, what you can do with it. Just imagine being able to pull the buyers that have purchased XYZ right in your area. You pretty much know exactly what they're looking for already. So, it makes a big difference, I think, and especially if it's just like a buyers only type of platform, unlike most of the other services out there, is pretty much like, have at it. Everyone's available. You know what I mean? So it's a lot
yeah,
more data to kind of manage. So anyway, but yeah, man. So, just wanted to kind of put that out there for the audience who's actually checking this out, man. I definitely love the story and the journey and whatnot, man. I love seeing brothers out here putting in work for the community, actually trying to do something that can make a huge change for a lot of us out here in the industry for real.
yeah. So I guess just a little bit I want to mention is we're trying to solve some of a lot of problems that we had when we were wholesaling as well. So
Hmm.
all the like the kind of calling buyers before asking what they like to buy and all this other stuff like that. So we're
Right,
trying to
right.
eliminate all the text blasting, all the kind of a waste of stuff that you can just contact them directly and make that transaction quick and easy and keep track of them at the same time. So
Man, hey, I'm not gonna lie, man. That software engineering stuff is pretty cool, man. I'm not gonna lie. If I had them types of skills, man, I'll be trying to build apps like every day, man, for real. I'll be out there like, look, I got problems to solve, man. I built the internet, man. I'm an architect of the internet. That's how I be feeling, for real, man. That's really, really cool, man. I think that's super, super cool. Seriously. So, man, hey, we may even have to chat about getting a little Ed Hayes, little something, something going on out here, man. You know what I mean? Have to
okay.
hire y'all for a little project or something. You know what I'm saying? Keep it in the family. For real though. So, bro, like, tell me, how can like someone who's checking out the podcast or whatever, what's the best way for them to be able to get in contact with you personally if they just want to kind of pick your brain, talk to you a little bit more about the system, they've got some questions, whatever it may be? What's the best way for them to contact you?
You can contact me at Courtney at dphil.com. I must say I'm extremely busy writing code and talking to people and doing a bunch of stuff. But yeah, you can reach me at Courtney at dphil.com.
Okay. Courtney at dfuel.com. Look, the email address will definitely be linked down below. Real quick, bro, there's a question that, I almost forgot to mention or whatever. I actually wanted to ask you a question about, okay, let's say for instance, right? Like now we've brought these leads on, right? Like we're inside of D Fuel, we're rocking and rolling or whatever. Like, what are you saying to a person when you reach out to them on that initial phone call, right? So let's say, for instance, you got your 15 leads that you're gonna get this month or whatever. Like, what do you when you hop on the phone with that person? Like, what are you saying to them?
Yeah, so So when you hop on the phone with a buyer that you contact on DField, what you want to do is say, you want to always say the business name. You always say the entity name. You want to say, hey, I'll just use my name for example. Hey, my name is Courtney. I'm trying to get in contact with so and so LLC. And once you get past that fit, they say, oh yeah, I own that. Oh, okay, yeah. So I have a property under contract that's near the property that you own. I wanted to see if you was interested in buying another property. And then you go on with the whole spiel of the pricing. If the price is right, you should know all that information based on the information you see on D Fuel. So it just makes it quick and easy. And that's something that I actually practiced myself with the previous version. So yeah.
Okay. Right. So you hopping on, you having that chit chat with the buyers and whatnot. So like inside of D Fuel though, I'm assuming there's like a place where you can like save this lead now. You can pop up their information again the next time that you pop back into the system, stuff like that. And now
Yeah.
you literally have them like on your buyers list inside of D Fuel at that point.
Yeah. We call it a buyer's manager because it manages your
Buyers
buyers for
manager.
you.
I'm real curious, like, do you have the ability to upload your list? What about someone like myself who has like thousands of people on their cash buyers list already? Do I have the ability to upload them into your system?
No, we don't have that at the moment.
Okay.
Just the upload buyers. No,
Yeah,
we
I
don't
think
have
that
that.
would be pretty interesting. Being able to upload that list and get all of their data from their whole portfolios. That would be, maybe something y'all might want to look into. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we
Kind
we
of
have
pierce
we
that
have some
corporate veil.
we have some features in the works that
Okay.
we're working on and we
Okay.
have
All right. All
worked
right.
out.
Well, man, like where can people go to get like some deed fuel updates and stuff like that? Do y'all have like a group or site or anything like that or whatever they can go and get updates?
Yeah, so we started a Facebook group called D Feel, and you can just go in and hop in there. There's
Bang.
someone that'll add you in there or whatever. It's a private group, so
Okay. Okay. Right. The D Fuel private group. Go ahead and pop into that group, y'all. Like, if y'all want to keep kind of updated on like as new updates come into the system and stuff like that, definitely join that Facebook group. So I'm curious, bro. Like, so okay, so I want to ask you like a couple questions or whatever that I tend to ask like everyone who comes onto this podcast, right? And I
mhm.
know that you've kind of went through the experience of coming from the tech space, actually getting out here, doing some wholesale deals yourself, end up developing an entire software now to help other people in wholesaling and whatnot. So tell me, like, what would you say is like your best advice to wholesalers just getting started out here? What would be like the number one piece of advice that you would give someone?
Oh man, so the number one advice I would give is just go to the county if you need easy leads,
Mm,
because those leads are pretty are basically free. So in some counties they're free. So I would say go down to the county and get the county list, and if that's too technical for you, then find someone on Fiverr. Someone on Fiverr probably have access, can easily get you that information. And
mhm.
as the stuff I mentioned earlier, you might want to talk about that more to the to that particular Fiverr person. I actually was helping someone who actually learned how to do that. So it's pretty technical stuff sometimes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So once you get that information, then you should be good and go. Then you just have to make sure that you can keep it updated and stuff
Mm.
like that. So
Right. I think you talked about earlier, like pulling county data where you're getting like 30, 40,000 leads or something like that, right?
yeah. So I was in a big county, and yeah, so that was a whole lot of leads. I wouldn't recommend that much, but just narrow it down based on the how the zip codes or whatever. So
Right.
yeah, don't go out there and blow out lists like we did and smoke a bunch of money. So
Right. I feel you on that, man. You start getting into those tens of thousands of leads type situation. Yeah, it's gonna cost you a little budget to actually start contacting all of those people and actually get through it. Seriously.
yeah,
Unless you're
and
just gonna make all the calls yourself. So that's possible as well. But you still gotta get the contact information. Everything costs, man. Seriously. So starts adding up, man. But I have noticed that volume very, very often does make a huge difference on your results. So if you all that are listening to this, you heard what Court just said, man. Like, you can go out here and get yourself some absolutely free data. You don't have to spend an arm, a leg, two fingers, and all of this other stuff to get yourself some quality data to actually start working with. So, feel free, grab yourself some free county data. I think that's some great advice, bro, for real.
Yeah, it's the most updated data. Like, I mean, some counties update it every Friday, so you're able to get a fresh list every time.
For the
So
free, though, for the
yeah,
free.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, I made a video on my YouTube channel showing how to go out and get a tax delinquent list for absolutely free from Chicago. So boom,
Ah,
there you go. Yeah, there you go. It's one of my most popular videos, actually. Surprisingly enough, people don't
that's
know
what's
how to
up.
get this data. Apparently, I should probably start a whole series on how to get like tax delinquent list and like special like niche list from different counties all across America. Drop
Yeah.
a comment down below if y'all want me to actually do that. You made it to this point in the podcast, for real.
Oh yeah, man. That's
Actually
something
do
me
that.
and you can probably work on, man. I was actually thinking about putting out videos myself because
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of people on Facebook had the same question. So yeah, hey man, maybe we can
Hey,
work together on
hey,
something like that.
hey, look, hey, look, hey, we're gonna keep it under wraps, man. The whole time. Look, hey, but y'all make sure that y'all stay tuned to the channel, man. We, as always, there's gonna be a lot more of this wholesaling content coming y'all way, man. And I try to bring on, hitters just like Court out here, just to kind of, put y'all onto the game, man. It's not everything out here is like this huge big name company yet, right? So if you can get in on something on the ground floor, you know what I mean? Like just imagine, like, if things can blow up to be like, oh man, like now everyone's using it, but you got in early, so you're able to take advantage, get more deals coming in and out your pipeline, start closing more of these deals. You may have a ton of inventory. Maybe you're looking for people to actually buy these deals. You don't know who's going to buy it. Check out D-Fuel. Get yourself that cash buyer information. Get up in there, grab that contact information, slam dunk these deals on the back end. Stop playing games with them. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, though, guys, man. So I hope that this video helps. I hope that the podcast has been helpful for you all. Court, like, let me know, bro, like if there's anything else that you think that we missed, anything else you want to add in to the audience before we wrap things up here?
Yeah, I guess I'll say you'll be surprised what is a deal as opposed to like what you think is not a deal. So if you look on the map, you'll see that people are actually buying some stuff that you might want to throw away. So just be on the lookout for that because that comes up a lot. So
Interesting. Hey, okay. All right. Hey, well, look, guys, look. We're going to leave it right there, man. Make sure y'all go back, watch this podcast again if need be, man. Go check out D-Fuel. All the links that we talked about in this video will be down below in the description box and probably in the pinned comment as well. Definitely check it out, guys. Court, man, I appreciate you coming on, my brother. For real, for real. Blessed to have you on, man. Let's chat again soon, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's chat like some months down the line where we can kind of talk about where D-Fuel is now and and maybe even do like a little special promo for the community one of these days or months down the line or something like that.
all right, sounds good, man.
Hey, nah. All right then, my brother. Very having you on. And until next time, guys, we are out.